All right, Mufasa's death scene made me cry again. Aw, Abby, it's okay. He's not a real horse. It's a cartoon. Horse? Horse.
I'm very taken aback by everything. I was going into this to thinking that this was the very gay post, and then you immediately start off with Mufasa dying.
It's not over.
Oh no.
But in my defense, I've never seen it. It's called The Lion King, man. Like, fucking hell.
Oh no.
Yeah, 100%, my guy.
My favorite horse is Mufasa.
Oh man, no, I'm all about that Zazu. Zazu's my favorite horse.
That wasn't a horse, that was a zebra.
Fuck! They look so similar.
Can we start podcast?
Oh, had we not?
Oh no, we've been recording. I would just like an official intro to this podcast. Okay. Let's this is first podcast, first episode. Let's do, I guess, an actual intro for ourselves and each other, and
hold on. I got a very important question that I should have asked before we started recording.
I think I know what it might be, but what is it?
The fuck are we calling this podcast?
Yeah, no, that's exactly. I realized on the drive home from school today that right after I texted you, podcast tonight, I was like, oh no.
Oh, no, wait.
I don't have a name.
I figured it out. And this is how I name everything I've ever done.
Uh-oh.
We're just going to call the podcast, What the Fuck Do We Call This Podcast?
What do we call this podcast? I don't want to have fuck in it, just in case.
That's fine. I'm good with that. That's a good, just what do we call this podcast?
What do we call this podcast? That's a fine name. I think that suits the theme.
Yeah, of not really knowing what we're doing.
That's absolutely fine. I was going to prepare for this. I was going to have a topic. I was going to have questions. But then I talked to my friend on the phone for 4.5 hours while driving around Long Island.
Oh, that's basically what I do when I drive anywhere.
Oh, I didn't call him. He called me.
Oh, I call people out of the blue. If I call PJ specifically, I'll be like, hey, dude, it's Monday. I always call you on Mondays. And it doesn't have to be Monday, but I will always start with, hey, dude, having a good Monday?
I have a question. What year is PJ in?
He is actually pretty up to date on a couple of the most recent memes. It was surprising to me when I said something like, do you know DeWay? A couple of weeks back, and he was like, yeah, I do know DeWay. And I was like, oh.
You have to forgive me for just not believing you on this one, but that's fine.
It's perfectly fine. It's a reasonable assumption.
All right, so I want to say welcome to, what do we call this podcast? We have to have some semblance of professionality on this thing. This is essentially...
Have you seen my other channels? Jeez.
I explicitly told you I did not. This is radio show part 2. So, what do we call this podcast? I'm Devin, and who are you?
I think that's a question we all have to ask ourselves. I'm Kyle.
All right. And,
for now, at least.
That's fair. And what in the fuck are we doing here?
That's the $1 million question. And we got to it episode 1, first couple of minutes.
And the best part is I have no idea when this is actually going to go out to anybody. It could be Monday. It could be 3 weeks from now. Yeah. There's like a 50-50 shot I scrap this entire episode and we start again next week.
That's what I did with my first, I started One Up Radio again. So on my first one, I was supposed to have PJ as a guest.
Oh no.
But I couldn't get him for whatever reason. And we were talking about a game that I've never played before, but he's played a lot. So I had to
improv.
No, I basically had to look up everything I knew about, or everything I could find about Crash Bandicoot. Oh. And it ended up being an hour-long show. when I was aiming for 3.
That's fair.
And I was just like, that's good enough. And then I was just like, yeah, I'm not calling that episode 1. Episode 1's going to be whatever I do next time.
All right. I had a kind of theme idea for this episode. You wanna wanna know what it is?
Lay it on me. I'm a slut for themes.
All right. I thought a good theme, especially for any podcast we're running, is for the first episode. Let's go straight into a recap. Recap of.
I wasn't ready. I was expecting to hear like memes or like
no.
disappointed in your parents, but like
this is a
let's
recap.
just start by going over what we've already done.
No, it's fair because when was the last time I saw you?
Oh fuck. Oh. Did you? No.
The Muffin Man? That was the worst joke I could have thrown out there.
Fucking.
Our banter died before we started.
When was the last time I saw you, my guy?
Was it Karen's graduation party?
Yeah, that had to be it, because that was what, July?
It's been almost a year.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Well, it's been half a year if it was July, right?
I don't.
That's about the right
numbers aren't real, so.
I mean, I agree.
So so recap. We're gonna recap because first episode. I find a lot of podcasts just go into it and they don't necessarily take the time in like the first episode to like, who am I and like why you should care about me. So we're gonna recap who we are as human beings. For the first episode. It all started
when 2 lovely human beings got together and loved each other very, very much.
When they had a failed abortion. And I came out 8 months later.
Shit.
Oh, I'm just stealing jokes from It's Always Sunny at this point.
That's what our podcast is. We'll just call it Stealing Jokes from It's Always Sunny.
There we go.
Oh, dude, yeah, crack open that cold one. You only got 1 boy, but hey, it's better than nothing.
I got 6. I bought
6 boys?
I bought a 6-pack of Arrogant Bastard.
I don't know what that is because I don't drink.
Oh,
it sounds aggressive.
It is. It's like a super bitter ale. Oh, did you watch my drunk Sonic the Hedgehog unboxing?
Oh my god, it was probably one of the best things I've ever seen. Didn't your mom say like, you have to stop doing this?
No, like, she's just been quoting it to me.
Oh, fucking Lord.
I threw up for a good 3 hours after that video.
Oh boy. I don't think I haven't drunk streamed anything because like I care. I just like, I don't know. I feel like if I was drunk streaming, I'd be much, much worse. And I'm already bad enough as it is that I shouldn't get any worse than I do.
My thing was, one of my favorite JonTron videos ever is the drunk playthrough of Castlevania for the Game Boy.
That's not up anymore.
No, that video's deleted. I yell at him for it in my drunk video. But it's one of my favorite JonTron videos. So I'm like, you know what? I have Sonic Mania. I can do a boring unboxing. Or I could just get wasted and record an unboxing. So I drank like 75% of a bottle of Pinnacle.
Yeah, I fucking know. I watched. I saw the bottle. It was not okay.
No, it really wasn't. You can't see my girlfriend, but she's standing there just shaking her head no and waving at me to not drink anymore. I recorded 2 more videos after that, and neither of them will ever come out. They were like,
no, thank God. Because you probably finished the bottle, right?
No. I drank more, but I didn't finish it. I shouldn't have.
God.
But I recorded 2 more videos, both like manga reviews. And the first one's like, I'm slurring a lot more than I was in the Sonic one, and like it was getting incomprehensible. Then like the third video I recorded, I was just like, duh, like just like saying the same 5 words over and over again for like 2 minutes straight. It was completely incomprehensible. And I watched it afterwards, and I'm just like, this is bad. This is like it crossed the line of funny into like someone will like say I need to get help.
We need to get this man help right
Exactly.
now.
I immediately went into the bathroom afterwards and threw up for like 3 hours.
So that's a good intro to your life.
I don't drink like that normally. I haven't drunk like that before or ever again. That was a nightmare.
No, that's fair. So do you actually want to give a little background on us, or are we just going to keep dodging the subject?
No. I thought that flowed naturally. It's a natural ebb and flow. I don't think that made sense, but
I'm Kyle. I'm 19. People call me Chicken Nugget.
I'm gonna say most of that's wrong.
I don't know the rest of that meme. It's an actual meme.
Yeah, I've seen it before.
I love it so much.
All right.
Oh, and then he says like cries a lot.
All right. So I was thinking like, all right, genuine recap to figure out who we've been, who we are, what we've been up to. I genuinely have some questions in mind of what to do, of what to answer. But like, okay. do we want to give a little recap of who we are, where we've been?
Yeah, I mean, I can give the first day of a college class rundown.
First day of a college class rundown. So is that like two truths and a lie?
That's the worst. I'm so bad at that.
It's goddamn awful.
I was like, the sky is blue, the sky is not blue, and I exist.
And everyone looks at you and goes, Kyle, all three of those things have to be about you.
And I just go, that doesn't describe who I am.
The thing is, I know you well enough to know that does describe who you are pretty well.
It's because I'm too lazy. It's just like you can think of all those things. Because, like, have you played the newest Jackbox, the Jackbox Party Pack 4?
I've played one or two of the things in there. Which one are you referring to in there?
Fibbage About You.
Oh! I have a terrible story about that.
Right at the end, right? There's the one where it's like, you have to tell the truth about yourself and you have to tell a lie about yourself. That. But it's got like a what?
I hate that. I hate that ending.
It's got like a 240 character cap or something like that.
Oh, all right.
It's a really low cap. I just chose the one that I knew because Twitter's getting all up in arms about this shit. So it's like a 70 letter cap. So like you can't really write a whole lot. Mm-hmm. And I usually just try and like drag it out because it makes the lies more believable when you add a lot of fluff to it.
Yeah.
But then I end up just like writing something as long as I can, and then someone else will be like, I hate green. I love green. And then you're just looking at it like, why'd I spend so long on this?
Fibbage About You. I've never felt more personally attacked in a single instance than I have playing that game. The first question I got ever playing the About You was, what is the most embarrassing thing in Devin's house?
Oh my god.
I have never felt more personally attacked, especially because everyone wrote the same...
For anyone that doesn't know what Fibbage About You is, you get a prompt. So in this case, Devin's was the most embarrassing thing in his house. And you answer that. But then everyone else, without knowing your answer, has to write what they think your answer is going to be. And then everyone puts it up to a vote at the end, where everyone gets to pick which one they think is the true answer. Mm-hmm. So just wanted to get that out there for people who are living under a rock.
Yeah, so that question's painful for two reasons for me. One, it's just an invitation for people to flat out attack you. It's just a character assassination, the question. But two, everyone put the same correct answer. And
do you mind what was the correct answer?
No. This is episode 1. We're not on that familiar terms yet with our audience.
We're not that close yet. I think
if people pay attention to the background of my videos, they'll see it. Because it's in every single one of my videos, but
I'm gonna have to go look.
It's a nightmare.
So I think the best moment I had playing Fibbage About You was like if a famous person was having a garage sale, or no, which famous person's garage sale would Kyle go to? And I was like, I picked like I think I picked Billy Joel.
That's
And
not
then
John
I
Brown,
was
but that's
like,
fair.
my reasoning was he lives the closest to where I am, so like I don't have to go that far.
That's fair.
It wasn't even like, yeah, I'd really like to meet Billy Joel and buy some of his shit. I was just like, yeah, he lives like a block away, whatever, fuck it. But then I saw everyone else's answers, and I was like, yo, everyone else was definitely more right than I was. They were putting top tier shit like JonTron, like Clint Eastwood. Like, I was like, these are people I would actually like want shit from.
I would go to Clint Eastwood's garage sale.
Right? That'd be so tight. It'd be dope. I feel like he'd have a lot of cool shit. He's been around.
He has.
Ugh.
I don't know where to go with that. My brain just was like thinking.
But I mean, I also wouldn't mind going to Billy Joel's because, like, Billy Joel, he's got to have something cool, right? Like, what if he's got like
by now
fucking picture of the company or something? I'd love that shit. I'd kill for it.
That was almost a thought. I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, I almost got there.
All right, so all right, so we've given our names. We've told stories about fibbage.
Freaking roll, my guy.
All right. What other questions do we want to answer about ourselves? What question would you like to answer about yourself? We're going down you said the first day of college introduction.
First day of college introduction. Let's see. I guess I'd say like my background, my main knowledge base is history, video games, and like mediocre knowledge of sports. I understand how to play some sports because I used to be a sports boy.
Oh, you're a good old sports boy over there?
Yeah, I really sports the hell out of the points, man.
Proud of you.
Tight. But that's kind of like my knowledge base. I recently, like in the past couple of years, really started to dive into like role-playing games, but
oh no,
I'm definitely more versed in.
I'm so sorry to hear that about you.
Me too. Don't worry about it.
You know what? At least it's not League of Legends.
Oh, fun fact. I actually quit.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
No, don't be. I have to start again for like a week.
You really don't. And that's the important thing.
I know, but I have to. Because they just released a new skin for my boy, and you can earn it instead of paying for it. So, like, I gotta get it.
All right, that's there's no excuse. I'm sorry.
And I know for a fact that I'm gonna quit in 10 days again. Like, it's only for this.
It is like the most boring game. We're gonna get, if anybody, there's gonna be like 3 people who are listening to this, and 2 of them are gonna love League of Legends, and that's gonna be the death of this podcast. Because
let me tell you one thing about League of Legends.
It's fucking sucks.
It's that the lore and the characters are fucking phenomenal. Like, I think the thing that kept me going for so long was like the loyalty and the ideas that I had about champs that I played. But like, League of Legends just recently started like delving into that shit and really flushing it out again in a way where they present it instead of just like having it on their forums. So it's definitely a more interesting time, but fuck, if they made an RPG, let me tell you, my guy, I would be in that game in a second. Give me a fucking RuneScape-ass League of Legends.
But there's no way to, like, micro-manage and like, transaction the shit out of an RPG in a satisfying way, like League of Legends.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you could probably do memberships, but, like, it's once a month, and it's, like, whatever amount you charge, whatever.
All right, so, how about we go over, because I'm going to be posting this on my YouTube channel, most likely, at least at first. And
right, that makes sense.
So my 91 subscribers are at least gonna know.
Let's go with 90. I'm here, so I'm one of them.
All right,
I know what's going on.
So my 90 subscribers are going to know who I am. Let's go over, how did we meet? Why did I choose you for this podcast? How do you remember how we met?
Why did you choose me for this podcast?
Because you responded to the Google Doc survey I put on Facebook.
Wait, was I the only one?
No, you, Karen, and one other person.
Okay.
I was originally going to do all 4 people, but then I realized, like, just the anxiety of having to organize that made me just go, I'm just going to tell Kyle.
Bad.
Yeah, I'm not willing to put myself through that. Anyway, do you remember how we met?
Oh my god. All right, let's think. It was probably at Gamers, right?
Mm-hmm. Leaving
It
Gamers.
was
Yeah, Leaving Gamers.
leaving Gamers. Okay, so we were leaving Gamers. Where did we go? We probably went somewhere terrible.
Here's the story. I was leaving Gamers and I was waiting for Jasmine and Salma to walk back with them. And
Mm-hmm.
Salma just went, walk with him, and pointed to you. And we walked back together. And we've been friends since. We both thought, like, I don't know. I thought you knew them somehow and they intentionally sent me back with you. And I think you thought something along those lines also, or something like that. I don't remember why we just stuck with it, but we walked like a full distance back to a dorm together, completely having no idea who the other person was.
Yeah, I believe it. That sounds like something that my sorry ass would do.
It was literally like in kindergarten when like parents go, "All right, you two are friends now."
You go play with that kid because I know his mom.
It wasn't even like that though. Salma just pointed. You just happened to be the closest person. I don't think she was trying to get rid of me. Like, she's not like that kind of a person.
You know, she might have known me from radio. I don't know if we were both in the radio.
That was
program
before
at that
you did
point.
radio. This was
Oh,
this
man,
would
how
be.
the fuck did Selma know? What year? What year was this?
Oh, this is like second semester of freshman year. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So I just got to Gamers too, so
It
I
was
wasn't
ei-
even there for that.
It was
one.
either second semester of freshman year or first semester of sophomore year.
Okay, that was I on e-board? That's the real question.
You were
If I
not
was
on e-board.
Then no, that was definitely freshman year then.
Dog bless. She just pointed and we ran with it.
That's fucking incredible. Because I probably didn't even know who Selma was at that point.
No, you absolutely did not. I know for a fact you had no clue who she was.
We probably got to that in the discussion.
So that's how we met. That's the start of this friendship. But
Boy,
it
boy
just
has
stopped.
it blossomed since.
God damn it, Montclair is not a real place.
It exists in the space-time continuum,
I
but
don't-
only there.
I don't believe you. We have
Well, I mean,
there are ghosts on that campus, Kyle. There are real, actual ghosts on that campus.
yeah, but there are also like 30 cats, so like just doing what they do.
There's 30 cats. There's a lot of geese. A bunch of ghosts, and the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Oh my god, they're probably all still there. You know they didn't get out.
I like the idea that someone's gonna be listening to this and gonna be like, "Oh, is this like a Welcome to Night Vale, where there's like a secret universe around this podcast?"
that's just the school.
Yeah, it's just we went to school
Go
in
there
New
any
Jersey,
day,
and that's
7 days a week, 24 hours, and any of this shit could happen to you. Right in the middle.
God damn
Fucking
it.
New Jersey.
One of these podcasts, we have to go over the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. We have to have someone on from Gamers and go over the 4 horsemen.
Yeah, that's a Travis episode right there. If I've ever heard of it.
If we don't have Travis here to talk about Blue Sweater, then it's not worth talking about.
You were correct 100%. You were 100%.
All right, so we met at Gamers. We met at a gaming club. Montclair University Gamers, they run a charity stream every once in a while.
Oh yeah, that's coming up, the 9th through 11th.
All right, so we met at a gaming club, Montclair University Gamers.
Yep, that's true.
Which is a pretty sizable club. Surprisingly large.
Yeah, it ranged from 80 to 100.
It really did. It was shocking. And I just wanted to grow and grow until it encompassed the school. I had unrealistic dreams for that club.
I think my dreams became realistic.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're president, I guess. Yeah, you
Boy.
wound up president, which shouldn't
What?
have happened. Eventually you became president. I was tournament master?
Yes, you were for half a year, right?
Yeah.
Most of us didn't.
I don't
make
think
it.
I did anything tournament master related.
Well, it's because I had been the tournament master the year before, so just being president, I think I just took on a lot of both duties.
But I was doing a lot
But
of
you ran the,
presidential duties.
You ran the.
I ran a bunch of tournaments.
The board game one, the Banjo Kazooie board game.
The board game night. God,
That one was so good. The trivia show. That's what it was.
The trivia show is one of my favorite. God, did I piss everybody off with my category of
fucking Green Mario, my guy. Jigglypuff from goddamn above.
It was like a trivia night, a video game themed trivia night that we would throw together, and I added a new category that year called guess the video game character based off of how your mom would describe it, which was my favorite category. My favorite one is the one where I almost caused a riot. I almost caused a riot because of the question was, the description your mom would give is Pikachu. And everyone, it went around the room, like I think twice, of everyone guessing what Pikachu could possibly be referring to. The answer's Pikachu. Your mom knows who Pikachu is. Everyone died. People like jumped out of their seats and screamed at me. And it's like, dude, your mom knows who Pikachu is.
Yeah, I did not get that kind of reaction when I ran that same thing the year before.
Yeah, well, that's your fault. You want people to want to kill you. That's how you know it's a good show.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
That was a fun one.
If people don't want us dead by the end of this podcast, then did we really do our job?
All right. No. Let's see. All right. So we've given a recap of who we are, how we met. Right. So it's been a year since we last really talked. So what have you been up to over like this past, let's say 6 months? Yeah, you said it was 6 months.
I really wanted to say something, but then I stopped myself because I don't know how far we're going in this podcast.
Scared. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that implies.
I was just literally gonna say I've been wanking it for 7 months straight, but
that's
I mean,
a fair ass answer. If you want me to keep that in the podcast, I can keep that in the podcast.
100%.
That's a fair answer. I think it goes without say, but it's a fair answer.
Just been rubbing it the fuck out, my guy.
For the whole time, no stopping. There's
raw.
No skin down there. All ad revenue taken away, banned from YouTube.
We'll have to go to iTunes. There's so much more forgiving.
This podcast about wanking it till your dick's raw is sponsored by Blue Ribbon.
Oh fuck. All right, what have I actually been doing?
And
so I think
audible.com.
In August, me, Brian, Garrison, and a couple of other people that no one in this podcast is gonna know, got together and Brian put together a charity stream that he wanted to do on Twitch.
I thought you were gonna say go camping. I was gonna be like, Kyle, how dare you?
We did also go camping.
Yeah, but I was there for that one.
Yeah, I know. We did this charity stream, and then I was like, you know what? I should really get into streaming. I've got the time. I can pick it up. And
You've always wanted to do it. You used to stream back at the club. You would stream mostly Paper Mario, though.
I still do. Let's be honest. For that charity stream, I did Paper Mario.
Of course you fucking would.
Which one did I do? I think we were supposed to play for 24 hours straight. So I was like, all right, we can do this. And it was me, Randy, and Brandon.
Oh, no.
And I think Travis was supposed to be there again, but he wasn't this time. And we were going to just take turns playing the different chapters of Thousand Year Door. Mm-hmm. But that's neither here nor there. What I was getting at is that I've started streaming more frequently. I stream, I have a schedule that I don't follow, like any good streamer.
That's fair, that's fair.
And I'm supposed to stream Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
When do you stream?
6:30. Typically, I will stream Tuesday.
So, what do you want to say the name of your stream? Just so if anybody's listening, they want to follow?
My stream's name is It's Too Late Now. You can find me on Twitch. If you're looking for me on YouTube, good frickin' luck. You're never going to find it.
I think I was supposed to edit your YouTube channel.
A long time, when we did our first Paper Mario stream, like the original Paper Mario, I think 2 years ago, it was great. If you look back at my highlights, which I still have on the channel, you may catch us all going, Devin, cut that out. Devin, you gotta cut that out. But we never gave you the footage. But the meme was, anytime we said, Devin, cut that out, we actually just wanted you to leave that shit in and put a highlight around it. Obviously, because why the fuck would we want to cut? I think at one point, and this highlight is definitely still there, Travis brought up the fact that he had seen bombette porn, and I said the words bomb, pussy, and it just derailed for like 5 minutes into this discussion.
Wait, which bomb? No, what's the name of the ghost girl?
Bo, don't worry, we got there.
No, not the goat. The Vivian.
Oh, Vivian with her big purple dick? We got there too.
Yeah, Travis has talked about that particular piece of pornography quite often. I hope Travis's girlfriend is listening to this.
Bases.
I'm proud. I hope Travis's girlfriend knows about all this.
Oh, man, that was a good time. But yeah, so I started streaming more, and that's what I've been doing like since. Oh boy, it's got to be at least
since
November
August.
Now.
November.
Yeah, I like started in August, and then I tried to put everything together so that I actually had like a functional looking stream.
All right.
And that took me until November. Because like at the end of August, I had just gotten a new job. So I was also adjusting to my new job and like all that and trying to figure out my schedule and shit. So once I realized, hey, I get home consistently at the same time essentially every day, and just start a stream consistently at the same time every day. So that's what I've been doing.
Have you actually kept it consistent at all?
Actually, yeah, for I think the entirety of December.
Oh, well, that's pretty impressive.
I was actually doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday because I had it set up where I played Fallout Tuesdays, did my radio show on Wednesdays, and then I played Pokemon Red on Thursdays. So I had consistent games that I wanted to play, but then it started to derail when I got bored of playing Fallout.
Which Fallout were you playing?
I was playing Fallout 3, and like
that's why.
It's not bad, but like
it's not New Vegas.
It's not New Vegas, and I wanted to play 3 first and then get into New Vegas because I still haven't beaten a single Fallout game besides 4 because my Xbox kept crashing, so I couldn't finish 3 or 4. But now I have a computer, so I can play these games, and they don't die, but they still crash all the time because I'm an idiot. I don't understand how computers work.
That's very fair, very fair. So I was gonna ask, so what have you been playing recently?
Well, those 2 games.
Yeah, you kind of answered the question. That's why I went into it.
I've been playing Gold version because my
Pokemon
objective.
Gold, all right.
Yeah, my objective with playing Pokemon Red is to get all 150 to at least level 50, so I can put them in Pokemon Stadium 2 and have a really solid team for Pokemon Stadium 2.
Oh, you're talking like the cartridge. You're not talking about like.
Yeah, I'm not talking like virtual console. I'm talking like I've played this on the SP. I've played this on my GameCube Game Boy player. I've played this on a Game Boy Color Gold edition from like Pokemon Gold edition. I've even played it a little bit in Pokemon Stadium 2. But like I'm talking
proud
like
of you.
Cartridge.
All right, that's.
I went to Digital Press and I got like 8 batteries replaced so that all of my cartridges would be good to go.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Like, I'm 100% serious about catching them right now, and it's the only thing that's, like, I'm actually still excited about. It's a lot of grinding, and it's boring at some points, but I don't do the grinding on stream, so.
You got that daily grind. You gotta put
terrible.
in the grind.
I'm fucking training a Beedrill and a Caterpie right now. I want to die.
Yo, Beedrill, underrated Pokemon.
It really is, because, like, it's not the best, but Twin Needle is definitely the best bug-type move in Gen 1.
Dude, it's a bee with drills. It's a bee with drills.
I was literally streaming it just before I got here, and I said, like, yes, bee drill, a drill full of bees.
No, it's the opposite of it's a bee full of drills.
Fuck you. I do what I want.
I like Applebee's, which is just all bees. There's no apples.
Oh, I thought it was, here's a plate full of spiders. You have to eat them all and we'll call the cops.
It's absolutely that, too. It's the same thing. They're spider bees. That should be the real name of the restaurant, Spider Bees.
Spider Bees?
Yeah.
I'd go there much more often.
You gotta cut your nose to Spider Bees. Did you hear what I just said?
I heard you gotta hold your nose and just eat the bees.
No, I said you gotta cut your nose to Spider Bees.
What? I don't have words to express how confused I am about that statement.
I'm not going to explain it. We're just going to move on.
Other than that, I've been playing Kirby 64 because I have to practice. I intend to play Nightmare in Dreamland, and I picked up the newest version of Gauntlet for the PS4 or Steam or Xbox One, whatever you have it. The newest Gauntlet is actually an homage to the first Gauntlets, but instead of it being the worst, it's actually very good because it's made like in the style of the first ones, where it's like a top-down dungeon crawly,
Yeah, I
just
know.
massive enemy. And the new one is very similar to that, but its graphics are stunning. You get different upgrades, so like all of your dudes do different shit.
How long has
Um,
Gauntlet? Like that's from like the NES era, maybe earlier.
oh, I think it's no, it came out on arcades first. I'm fairly certain,
Yeah, that's what I
but
mean by
I
earlier.
I definitely have Gauntlet 2 for the NES, so that's definitely at least that. But I've been playing that one with Karen, and I've been playing Dark Legacy with Brandon, and I'm excited to play more Dark Legacy, more so Dark Legacy, because that's my Gauntlet of choice.
It's the Gauntlet for people who don't like Gauntlet.
No, it's just like I feel like I have an attachment to it because when I first heard about Gauntlet, it was my dad had seen like an arcade machine when we were on vacation. And I think it was actually Gauntlet Legends is the one that's in the arcade.
Oh,
That's the one that came out on N64.
yeah,
But it's
yeah.
essentially the same thing as Dark Legacy, just like dumbed down a bit. I
Right.
really, really liked playing it when like my dad showed it to me, and then when I got it on a console. I was like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. One of my favorite arcade games, which would cost me quarters upon quarters, is now available to me in my home that I can play with my friends for as long as I want.
I miss arcades where you can actually use quarters. That just doesn't exist anymore.
I know, and like every once in a while, I think it'd be a really good idea. Start an arcade, but like it wouldn't. It would not be a good idea, because like in today's economic climate, it's just not a viable idea.
To do quarters? No, it'd have to be more than a quarter. But like, I think people would go to an arcade if
See,
like a pay to play.
I think an arcade would have to be run by someone who has so much money that it doesn't matter if they're hemorrhaging it.
Hmm.
They're just like really happy to be giving people the opportunity
That's
to
genuinely
play in
one of
an
my
arcade.
dreams. I want to like
Like
open up an arcade.
me too. I just want to have a chill space. Like if I'm ever any set on,
Yeah.
I just want to like have a building where people can come, and if they want to like donate to keep the place running, they can. But like I've got enough to keep it running for a long time, and you can just come and chill and just hang out
No, I've always
as
wanted to
long as
open up
you.
a true like Japanese style arcade where like winning prizes and
Oh yeah,
shit
yeah,
just
yeah.
don't matter, but like those games are fun and we don't get most of the really fun Japanese arcade machines.
Well,
Like
you haven't been to Magfest with us yet, have you?
no, I have not.
You gotta come next year, my guy. It's the best. They got so much tight shit, and
I've seen
there's a
pictures.
whole like rhythm games section and like a whole Japanese corner that you can just lose yourself.
Magfest is just at the worst time of year to go. It
It it's not
really
at a good time
sucks.
of year, but like it's definitely the best con that I've ever been to. Because it's not about like, hey, come here, spend all your money, and then get the fuck out. Like Comic Con is. It's like come here and actually have an enjoyable experience, and you can do whatever you want the whole time. You can play board games, you can tabletop, you can go to all the panels, you can sit in the fucking concert hall and just listen to Mega Man music for 48 hours. You can do whatever you want.
48 straight hours of Mega Man music. I assume PJ likes that.
I think I don't know if they did it again this year because they did it the second year I went, where there was a whole concert hall just dedicated to like Mega Man shit. They were just playing Mega Man stuff and they were hyping up Mega Man, and you could be there any time of day, and there would be something happening Mega Man. I think this year's theme was Kirby,
Oh.
but I only saw a little bit of it because I only hit like 3 concerts.
Kirby is pink, from what I've been told. Is that right?
You know what? As a person who speedruns the game, I can corroborate that. Yes, Kirby is occasionally pink.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm,
I don't
mm-hmm.
know why I took that approach with that complete non sequitur, but I'm not sure if I'm glad I did.
Anyways, so back to talking about Pink.
Oh, the musician?
Yeah, did she was at the Super Bowl?
Was she?
Yeah, she sang the national anthem right before. This is great. Right before she sang the national anthem, she spit out her gum onto the field.
Proud of her.
Like, and it was very noticeable. And my first thought was, man, I really hope somebody just fucking steps in that gum just halfway through this game and it just ruins everything. It can't, but I'd love it.
I heard Justin Timberlake was there.
Yeah, apparently, and I didn't know this, but I kind of suspected it while watching it. Apparently, they were having problems with his mic audio, and like most of the halftime show, he was not even singing. Like he was just dancing, and I was like, it's a show. No one ever said he had to sing, but like thought it was implied
That's great. I'm proud of
when
them.
you get Justin Timberlake. Oh, but everyone's been shitting on him ever since, just saying like he's a piece of shit.
Are they wrong?
They're backing it up with facts, so I'm gonna go with no.
That's fair. All right, I'm gonna go over what I've been up to lately, which is
That's probably a good idea.
which is
Get us back on track.
large amount of nothing. I'm still at school, still getting my worthless degree in English. So,
Don't worry, I got mine in history. It's in a box somewhere.
So
It's literally has not left the sleeve that Montclair sent it to me in.
so if this podcast doesn't take off, we're both working at the toll booth.
Yeah, 100%.
God bless. Except they're getting rid of all the toll booths, so
Fuck.
we're out of a hypothetical
find a
job.
new line of work.
Beautiful.
Oh, hell.
Yeah. So since I've seen you since we went, no, I saw you camping. It wasn't Karen's party. I saw you when we went camping,
Mhm.
and then
It's fun,
that was fun. And then
With your
since then I
penis.
went back to school
right?
for a semester. Then I came home, went to work, and then I went back to school, and now I'm at school.
That sounds like a hell of a time.
Over that time, I want to go over the games I've been playing because
Shoot.
I've played an interesting amount of games. I think
This is
interesting
probably gonna be
variety.
a mess.
No, I got really into Hollow Knight. I don't know if you played Hollow Knight at all.
Oh, I've seen Brandon play it. It's pretty beautiful.
It's really fun. I haven't played it in a while because it just sucked away all my time, and I've been like afraid to get back into it.
It's
It's-
dangerous with games these days, you know?
Well, that game in particular, that game's a lot of fun. Super good.
Yeah.
What else have I been playing? I got a PS4.
Oh shit, you should get Dragon Age Inquisition so we can play it together.
No. Is that a fair answer?
Well, I mean, yeah.
I have
wanna
to play
get-
the first
uh,
Dragon Age. I haven't played any of them. I'm not gonna
you
jump
should-
into Inquisition.
You really got to start with Origins. It's so important.
I
to
have
start
it
with
on
the first
PC.
one.
I just need to play it.
That's the best place to play it too.
I'll play it eventually.
No, you should really play that game. I'm literally wearing a Dragon Age shirt today.
That's fine. I'm wearing a gray shirt with like syrup stains on it, so
I mean, I'm as into that shirt as I am into this shirt.
that's fine.
What I'm saying is, I'd like to get into your shirt though.
I'm gonna turn off this podcast right now. So I've been playing whatever I just said. No, I got a PS4. I've been playing Doom on it because Doom's a good game.
Oh. Right, yeah. I know nothing about Doom, so that's.
You know
it's a
nothing
good
about
game.
Doom?
I mean, I know about Doom, but I've never played it or actually seen someone play it.
Doom
Like, I've
2016?
I've seen parts of Doom. I haven't seen the newest Doom, if that's the one you're playing.
Yes, that's the one I'm playing.
I think I've seen footage from Doom, Doom 2, and then isn't Wolfenstein the same kind of thing?
Pretty
Am
much.
I wrong?
No, you're close enough.
Yeah, so I think I've seen footage from all of those.
Wait, so
but
you know nothing about the newest Doom game? From like
not
2 years ago?
not really. Like
That's-
it wasn't in my sphere of like games. It wasn't
That's
what I
kind of
usually play.
impressive. I thought it hit like every sphere.
I mean, it probably was it a first person or a third person shooter?
First person.
See, that's probably what got me. I'm more into the third person shooters.
Oh, it's
and
so
I don't
good,
even.
though.
I mean, I don't play shooters anymore anyway.
Yeah.
So,
But
I'm sure I would have liked Doom.
it's genuinely one of the best games to come out that year. Top
If it came
3.
out like 2 years ago, I was probably still like knee deep in Fallout 4, and I played that game for much too long.
That's fair. No, Doom is Doom is great. Doom's amazing.
Oh, I'm sure it is really good because I think I was getting Game Informer at the time, and I like saw some pictures of it, and I was like, that looks pretty good, and I was a little hyped for it because like it's the first Doom that's come out in like a really long time.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, cool, Doom's still kicking, nice. Because like even with series I don't play, it's good to see a resurgence of good games. So like I don't think I've played any of like the original Sonics, but when I saw Sonic Mania was coming out, I was like, oh, that's super hype because that's going to be really good. It's an original Sonic, and that's what people have been asking for years.
And it was really
And you
fucking
know
good.
what? I still haven't fucking touched it, and I've barely seen gameplay of it, but I
You
know
should
that as
touch
a
it.
fact.
You should touch Sonic Mania. Touch it right in its blue little dungus. It is such a good game.
Yeah, I probably should. There's a lot of games I should be playing that I'm just not.
Absolutely. I have over 200 games in my Steam library. I've played 3.
I
So
think I have 70, and I've played like 10. I don't have a lot.
it's a lot better ratio than I got. Well, when you keep
It's
buying
one in
humble
seven.
bundles.
Oh yeah, I've only bought one Humble Bundle, and it was like a long time ago, and it had like
Bought a million.
Stanley Parable, Day of the Tentacle. I think it had I don't know. It was just a whole bunch of good games like that.
It sounds like a good bundle.
Yeah, no, the whole bundle was solid, which is why I was like, yes, I'm definitely gonna get that. Um, but I don't remember what the fuck was in it.
I've also been playing, and I might make a video on this game, so that's why I'm bringing it up.
Mhm.
It's called Shenzhen IO.
Sounds awful.
It is the most autistic game I have ever played, and I mean that as seriously as I can. The whole game is like you're working for like a Chinese manufacturing company, and you have to make electronics for them. And to play the game, you have to buy a binder and print out like an employee manual and put it
Oh,
in a
kind of
binder.
like keep talking and nobody explodes, but
Similar,
more
but
intense.
way less intense. More
Oh,
like you sit there writing code, and when you get bored, there's like an updated version of Solitaire built in the game that you can play.
fuck.
It is, like I said, the most autistic game. It's seriously like the employee manual has like schematics and its own programming language, and you have to read how the electronics work in the manual so you can get it to work in the game. It's just tickling all the spots in my brain that need that, and it's very
No, that
good.
actually sounds like a really fun time. And
Oh,
oh boy,
oh, oh! You know what other game? Doki Doki
what?
Literature Club. Have you played
Oh,
Doki
Doki
Literature?
Doki. No, but I've seen so much gameplay of Doki Doki Literature Club. Which one did you chase down first? Which waifu did you want?
All right, all right. Don't put no spoilers for this conversation, just because anyone
That's
who's listening, I
100.
don't want them to spoil. Yeah,
Which
Yuri. I went
waifu?
the Yuri route.
You son of a bitch! I hate you. Everyone goes for Yuri.
I
And
just spit my beer all over myself.
I just want to fuck Monica. God damn it.
Well, I mean, no spoilers. Uh, no, you got to go the Sayori route and then tell her how much you love her.
No, that's my second route. Like if I'm not fucking Monica, I want to fuck Sayori.
Do you basically know the whole game?
Yeah, I've seen the whole game.
I know a couple people who on their first playthrough went the Sayori route.
Oh boy.
And boy, is that just...
It's the safe route. Like it just makes sense.
Yeah, and that's why it's the most painful route.
Yeah.
God damn it, that's a good game.
Anyway, let's stop talking about that before we say something we're gonna regret.
Well, here's the thing. Do you know the guy who made Doki Doki Literature Club is the same guy who works on Project M? Like, created Project M?
Are you fucking serious?
I'm 100% serious.
Oh, I want all the girls available as playable characters in Melee
Absolutely.
right now.
Absolutely.
I need this. I will download Project M right the
I don't
fuck
even
now.
play Melee. I will download it just to...
Me either,
yeah.
dude. Like, fuck. And it better not be like reskins of Peach. I'm talking full characters with new moves.
Get on it.
Oh, fuck.
Get on it, Dan. Dan, I
ready.
don't know your last name, even though it's the name of your production team. Get on it. I hope I clipped out the mic.
It's fine. That was a moment where it deserved it.
I feel like I had more questions ready, but I drank a little too much.
You want me to go through my radio questions? They won't make any sense.
Sure, get on it.
All right, hold on. Let me stand up so I can grab my note card where I've written them all down. All right, let's see here. What is the name of the game we are playing? Oh, did you start laughing and then start dying?
I start dying and then I laugh just to briefly break it up.
Amazing. Did you hear what I said, or did I cut out first?
No, I heard you asked the question.
Nailed it then, because I immediately pulled out my mic after that.
That's absolutely fine. I still cried.
So what other games have you been playing? Is that it?
I've been playing the original Nier. I need to finish that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's good.
I want to play the new game, but I heard the gameplay's so much better that it's hard to go back to the original, so I've been just finishing the original.
Didn't it win a whole bunch of awards?
It was Mario Odyssey that won all the awards.
Yeah, you're right. Breath of the Wild took a couple.
That's true. I want to play Mario Odyssey. It looks really good.
I haven't gotten to the point where I need to buy a Switch yet. Like, I'm excited about Mario Odyssey. I'm excited about Breath of the Wild, but I'm not excited because, like, I want to play them. Well, I mean, I want to play Odyssey. But, like, with Breath of the Wild, I'm just excited that, like, people are so hyped about this Zelda game.
Well, I have a question for you. What game would you need? Like, what would be your dream Switch game? Where you would just
Paper
be like
Mario Thousand Year Door 2. I'd be right on it. They could literally just remake Thousand Year Door and I'd buy a Switch.
You do understand that's just gonna be like another Color Splash type thing.
That's why I don't want them to make a second one. They just have to remake Thousand Year Door, updated graphics, fix a couple of the things.
So an HD remake of Thousand Year Door that would get you on the Switch?
Have you seen fucking Paper Mario Pro Mode?
No.
Oh, brother. Let me tell you how rock fucking hard my dick was when I found out about Paper Mario Pro Mode. So what these guys did, or I guess it might have just been one guy, I have no idea. But what they did was they took the original Paper Mario, right?
Yeah.
Like for the N64, and they made a mod for it where everything is harder, like all the enemies are harder to beat. There's new areas. Old areas have changed. Bosses have new attack patterns. There's enemies that weren't coded into the game that are now coded into the game. Hidden items that weren't in the game that are now in the game. There's like you can redo all the boss fights. You can find new paths to shit. They basically remade the first one,
but better.
But like, so that you can play it again with fresh eyes. Like I was like fucking astounded at how good it was. Like I think even getting past just the tutorial to Toad Town, to literally get to Toad Town, I think I died 3 times because I just was not expecting how much harder Goombas would be when they did 2 damage instead of 1 damage.
Weird.
Because, oh my god, it was probably the best time I've had in a really long time playing it because I was constantly surprised. Every challenge I went up against was like, I know what's going to happen, but I have no idea what's going to happen. And of all the changes that they made a whole bunch of changes to Shooting Star Summit. They've added like 3 new areas. And then biggest sweeping change that I can still remember is that Dry Desert was made into a maze. So it wasn't just like walk around the desert and get to where you got to go. It was like you have to follow specific paths. You have to use the twisters to get to different places. Like it was, oh boy.
That sounds fun.
If you liked the original Paper Mario, you're gonna fucking love this. And they added new badges and they changed the way some of the old badges work.
Is this like just a ROM hack or is it like a full ground up sort of thing?
It's a ROM hack, but like it could essentially be its own game. Like I'll never get over how well it was done because I don't know if it was the ROM I was using or the fact that I was using Project 64 to play it, but there was only like a couple of glitches every now and then where like the screen would flicker but then you'd like walk to a new area and it'd be fine.
You need to get that like printed to a custom cart and play it on the N64.
Yeah, honestly, you could too. That's the worst part. All you need is, as long as you have the N64's expansion pack, you can play it on the N64.
Jesus Christ.
I would give that my game of the year for 2017. And
Right.
it's just a fucking hack of Paper Mario.
Get back to the question. A Thousand Year Door released on the Switch would be your like dream Switch game.
Oh yeah, 100%. And like, if they made a new Paper Mario and it didn't suck, I'd be about it. What else would I need on
Miyamoto
Switch?
will hold the company at gunpoint if they make a Paper Mario that doesn't suck.
Yeah, I
He would
know.
be so upset.
That's the worst part, is that like the higher ups don't, and like how they're kind of in touch with their audience more so than like other companies.
Yo,
like,
Nintendo Labo.
Out of touch. Oh, I'm so hype about it, but I shouldn't be.
It's so cool. I can't get over it. It's cool.
I know. It's because they were like, "Hey, I see you guys making that VR and shit. We're gonna go play with cardboard."
Got him. And everyone went, okay.
Everyone was like, "Yeah, I mean, all right, let's do it."
I'll give it a shot.
I just can't wait for the PS cardboard or the Xbox box. That's gonna be great.
I want the PlayStation 4 cardboard experience.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, it's gonna be more expensive because the cardboard's gonna be higher quality than the other.
Yeah, it's gonna be
companies.
like blue and pink for no reason.
I'm 100% ready.
The Xbox box, you can't share the
Xbox
cardboard.
box literally just comes in what it is.
It's just get an empty box.
And they're like, "Have fun. Hope you enjoy it."
Yo, where's Kirby Air Ride 2 for the Switch?
Oh no, okay, that's another one that I would get a Switch immediately. Like, they could announce it, they could tease it, and I'd buy a Switch that day. I wouldn't even need it to be released. I would just be like, sold.
All right, you want to hear some bullshit? I've seen a couple videos that are hating on Kirby Air Ride, and
No.
like people who specifically shit on City Trial.
What? How can you be so
You have to
wrong?
you have to love nothing. You have to have no love in your heart. It is
Like, how? Because, like, okay, all right, here's what I have to say about City Trial. If you have everything unlocked already, if you've done all the checkboxes, why the fuck are you still playing City Trial? Restart your fucking cartridge, do it again, because that's the point. Because the instant satisfaction you get from hearing that boom, boom, boom at the end as they put in your fucking checkboxes, that's the shit that you're there for. And oh, I didn't tell you this because it was really recent. I actually just got the GameCube LAN adapter, and I got 2 of them. So I was able to play Mario Kart Double Dash and Kirby Air Ride with 2 connected consoles.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't even know that was a fucking option.
Let me tell you, you can connect up to 8 Mario Kart. 8 fucking GameCubes attached through a very specific wire. And all of these fucking adapters that cost like $70 now.
What's the benefit of that?
So, okay, Mario Kart was actually really good with the adapter. We basically had 8 people playing Mario Kart, which was intense.
Does that mean you could have up to a little bit 32 players at once? Is that the implication?
No, with the expanding, even if you had 4 GameCube consoles, it would just be a limited number of people per console. So if you had 8, you would just have 8 people playing on their own TVs. So, like, I don't suggest getting any more than 2 if you decide to do this route.
Right.
Air Ride, it'd be okay to go for 4 because then everyone gets their own TV and you don't have to share, which I guess is something. But back to what I was saying. Double Dash is actually really fun. So we played it at a party where we had like a bunch of people, and we just kept switching out who was playing like what controller, and it was actually a really good time. Air Ride, on the other hand, not so much. Air Ride was pretty boring. comparatively, because like I said, with the checkboxes, it's a lot of fun. But since you're using 2 cubes, it doesn't know which checkboxes to hit for the memory cards, so it just doesn't even bother putting the checkboxes
All right,
in.
that's bullshit.
You're just playing fucking bland City Trial or Air Ride, because they don't even give you Top Ride as an option. It's just Air Ride.
Are you serious?
City Trial. Yeah. Because, well, think about it. Having Top Ride on multiple screens is just fucking dumb. Everyone's looking at the same screen when you play Top Ride.
That's fair.
So, yeah, it was a lot. It was disappointing. I would still play it once or twice just to get the feel for it, but essentially it's just you're playing on your own screen and you get no benefits from it. So I didn't really see the point in Air Ride, but with Double Dash, it was definitely well worth the purchase. And I think there's only one other game, and I'm pretty sure it's Wave Race for GameCube that uses the LAN adapter.
That sounds worth it.
So I'm not going to experiment with the last bit, but I think it was worth the purchase. If we play Double Dash at like 2 more plays, I'd say it was worth the purchase.
I need to say something very unfortunate.
Shoot.
I keep forgetting I'm a very tired when I get drink. That was...
I mean, we can stop this at any time, my good man.
That's not what I'm saying.
This call for a while.
But it's like, my brain is slowing down quite a bit, to the point where I just said I am quite tired when I get drink. So...
I think you need to use the sleeps.
I don't want to, but... I don't know. I'm trying to think of what else to talk about. We're talking about Kirby Air Ride, and I feel like we mostly talk about Kirby Air Ride, so we shouldn't wear it out all in one go.
I mean, I have a radio show for this exact purpose.
That's the thing. So, let's talk porpoises.
I mean, I'm a narwhal man myself.
God damn you to hell. A narwhal.
Is that a porpoise?
I really don't know. My biologist girlfriend's not on this episode.
It's all dolphins or porpoises, right? That's like the only one I can be pretty much sure of.
Yo, what do you call a psychic dolphin?
What do you call a psychic?
A sense of porpoise.
All right, and that's it. End the show. I'm done. No! I want to go home, and I am at home.
No, I have an end to that sentence somewhere. So since I was gonna talk about purposes. What's gonna be the podcast going forward? It can't just be this disorganized forever. Should we give some idea to what we have planned?
I think it's working.
Is it working?
I like it. Oh my god.
I'm gonna listen to this tomorrow. I'm just gonna send you a text message being like, Kyle, none of it's usable.
Kyle, anime was a mistake.
Anime was a mistake. But
purpose of the podcast. I don't know. Like,
what is someone's incentive to come back?
I feel like we nailed it. Like, when we were going into this, you were like, what you told me was I want to capture the feel of like the radio show I used to have, where it was a bunch of like friends just
we should have talked about the radio show. Why didn't we talk about the radio show earlier?
You want to talk about the radio show? Because I can do
it. He had a radio show and I was on it.
Have.
It's not a radio show if it's on Twitch.
Shut up. I tried my best. You wanted to capture the feel of a radio show, right? Of the radio show I used to have, where it was just a bunch of friends hanging out and talking about stuff that they cared about. And I think we captured that feel. So like the incentive for people to come back is for them to hang out with us in a space. So like you can just hear us shoot the shit, and like you can disagree with our opinions and yell at the screen, or you can agree with our opinions and be like fucking the screen. I don't know.
All right. I want to Let's talk about the podcast. Not the podcast. That's what we're doing. Let's talk about the radio show.
What is this podcast called?
What is the name of this podcast?
What was the name of the podcast?
Is that what we called it, or we don't have a name for this podcast? What did I call this podcast?
It's at the beginning. We can double check it.
Where are my hands?
Where are my hands? Oh boy!
I referenced that the other day, and I think you're the only person to get that reference.
I say it to Karen all the time because it's the only joke that Karen held on to from watching JonTron at all. Because she would just put her hands in her sleeves because she's got little arms, and she'd just pull them back and be like, "Where are my hands?" And I'd be like, "Oh my god, where are your hands?" So Karen says that to me all the time.
Okay. So radio show, What Up Radio at Montclair Radio, where you did a video game radio. How many times can I say radio in a sentence? Let's radio.
All right, so I ran a radio show called One Up Radio, and I kind of run it now. It's a facsimile of the show that I used to run. It was a hell of a time. I think I started it in a summer semester.
You did.
Going into my sophomore year.
Yep.
Because I was like, yeah, I want to do this radio thing. It seems really freaking cool. And when I started the show, I would play like alt rock or like straight up pop punk or whatever the fuck. And then I'd throw like some video game music in there. And eventually I was like, that's stupid. And I just played actual straight video game music. And they let me run with this. And I was probably one of their favorite shows.
They let you really run with it. Way more than you should have.
Oh my God. There was a point where we were supposed to do like rotations. Like they'd have like CDs lying around where like you had to play these songs to promote artists that were sending them in. And they were just like, dude, none of these songs work with your show. If you just bring in like 6 discs, we'll put them in rotation for you. To the point where other people's radio shows were playing my discs because I put out like fucking the Kirby Air Ride soundtrack, New Leaf soundtrack,
Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack.
Yeah, I was killing it, and people would just play all this music, and like there was definitely a bunch of people in that station that were like, your show is definitely my favorite show. And I think at some point when they were doing like in my like second year, when they were doing like get together for Christmas or something, they were giving out awards, and I think I got an award for like most unique show. I was like, I felt a real appreciation coming from these guys that have just been doing like their own straightforward thing. Like some people would play like really like Japanese metal music, or like some people would divulge into like smooth jazz, some people would keep with the alt rock, some people would do like rap, and like, but it was all very straightforward. I want to say mainstream, but that's not the word for
it. Like, normie.
Standard music that like a person would listen to. And here I come with fucking shit posts and chip tunes, and I guess they just weren't expecting it. I ran with it for so long, and then I think I left.
You quit.
I quit because the environment was changing. A lot of the old guard had graduated, and we lost Dick Hinchcliffe, man of the hour.
Dick left?
Dick left, yeah, because he had to. I think he didn't renew his contract with Montclair or something, and he had to leave. But he may have come back since then. Don't quote me on that. I know the radio show's in a different part of the building. Like they moved the whole setup to somewhere else. Yeah, because they got a bigger space, I think.
Oh, all right.
So they moved the whole thing.
God, was that a good radio show station?
I love that because they had two booths. So like even if I wasn't doing a radio thing, I could go on the other one and do high quality video game rips because they had like decent fucking software for me to do that. I could just plug my GameCube in and run fucking Kirby Air Ride sound test and just rip all the tracks.
So here's the thing. Radio station was the only good thing at all in Montclair. Like, it was actually really well done.
Oh yeah, it was so solid. And like even with like the rotations and the CVDs, the PSAs and all that shit that you had to throw in there, it was still a lot of your own freedom. Because I had a friend who went to Rowan and did the radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently this is what a lot of other schools do, which I did not know. A lot of other schools just give you essentially a playlist.
Yeah.
And they're like, you got to play this music during your thing, but you get to be the one that's playing it.
I
And I
think
was like,
that's what
that's
my
really
school's
fucking
radios are
stupid.
like.
I got essentially free reign. I could talk about whatever I wanted. So I had to run my CBBs and my PSAs. And like, I think I used to do an hour of game music, an hour of talk, an hour of game music. And like during the hour of talk, I was supposed to run rotations as well. But it came to the point where they were like, "You're a talk show. Please don't, you don't have to run rotations during that period of time." And I was like, "Ah, oh, really appreciate that, man." And like sometimes I'd still run some rotations. Like I think we had a Coldplay album, a Phoenix album, Portugal the Man, and like Foals. And I'd run those on my show because it'd be like it's a complete flip of how I originally did it, where everything was alt
Yeah.
rock or like, and then like one or two video game things. But then I flipped it so that it was all video game things and like an occasional alt or like rock or something like that.
It was interesting how good it was. Like, I like video
Yeah,
games, but I don't love video game music, and it was still an interesting show. Like,
I
it
I have
worked.
no. I wish I could capture how I did my playlist setups because like I look back at some of the old ones and I still have a lot of the old playlists. And I look back at it and I go, I've never played Metal Gear Solid or like The World Ends with You. How did I come across this music I've never listened to before and end up just putting it in here and it worked.
You just
I
went on
have
YouTube and listened.
and you know what? I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I had more time then to
Yeah.
just sit around on my ass and listen to YouTube.
Yeah,
But
that's what
like
college is.
I've been kind of doing it at work too because my work's really nice. I work a desk job now,
Oh, all right.
and they let me listen to my music as long as I want. So like what I've been doing when I started the show up is I'll pick like just a full game soundtrack and I'll listen to it full through and I'll categorize it into like different categories and I'll try and make a show kind of like based around that idea. But I have a whole book just full of these, and I feel like it's good to have that to fall back on, but it's also limiting because I'm not looking at everything I could be listening to.
Yeah.
Whereas like, but it's a good fallback because it's all good stuff. But I end up playing a lot from like Super Mario Bros, a lot from Kirby, a lot from Legend of Zelda, just a lot of the same kind of stuff but with different tracks. So I haven't repeated any tracks yet, which is another thing that I used to do on my radio show a lot is I kept a list. And I'd rip all the songs and put them into iTunes so I could put them into playlists. That way, if I wanted to check something, if I was like, oh, did I play fucking Get It Together by the Go Team last week? I'd drag it over to my playlist. And if iTunes was like, hey, there's a song already exists in this playlist. Do you want to add it again? I'd be like, great, can't play that one. I already played it last week. And it really kept the show flowing. But I don't rip music anymore because I'm lazy, sack of shit.
I think another thing that made that radio show so good was genuinely just the talk portion. I think it was just that that studio had a really good atmosphere for that kind of like talk portion.
Well, yeah, and what I did was I brought in the game that we were talking about that most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if we were talking about Paper Mario, I'd bring it in, and whoever was my guest would get to play it, and they'd get to have everything fresh in their mind. So, like, it felt like you were just hanging out with your bros and talking, like, because we had no way of checking, by the way, how many people were watching our show or listening to our show at any given time. So we could have been talking to nobody the whole time,
I think we were
except for
talking to
Gary from
nobody
Texas.
the whole time.
Gary from Texas, if you're out there, I still love you and appreciate you for being the only person who ever like confirmed that you listened to my show.
How the fuck was he listening?
Apparently, he came up for like Katrina disaster relief,
Oh.
and he like tuned into our just WMSC, and he would listen to like all the shows, not just mine, but he heard mine and he stuck with it. And I was like, thanks, Gary from Texas. You're my spirit animal. He
That's
still is.
intense.
I want to be that guy.
That's interesting.
That guy that just randomly tunes into different
College
college radios and is like, hell yeah, dude, killing it. That's the positivity I strive for in this world.
So yeah, I think in the future,
Oh, no,
I definitely
cut
want
out,
to.
didn't
Yeah, you keep cutting out.
I? All right, what's up? What were you saying?
I think in the future, Definitely bringing in guests on the show to talk about things and things.
Oh yeah, I definitely think that'll give us more topics of discussion,
Absolutely, positively.
and B, it'll keep it fresh, to have different people on all the time. It's like our opinions are our opinions. So eventually those are going to be
We gotta get Travis on the show and make him eat a banana.
100%. 100%. People won't be able to see it, but they'll know. They'll know he's eating that banana.
Travis on the show? Kane?
Oh, fuck. That'll be great.
We don't have any other friends.
We could get like Brian or Mike or some shit.
I think Mike would be interesting.
That'd be a fun one. Alright, so listen.
Yeah?
I got a couple of things going on right now that are making me want to stop this thing right here.
Yeah? Like what?
Hey, I drank like a whole 2-liter of mug A&W root beer.
Ooh, A&W.
I have to pee like a son of a bitch.
Alright.
B, I promised somebody I'd play some game with after this thing, which I expected to be done a while ago.
You said you wanted like a 2-hour podcast, Kyle.
I know what I asked for, but I thought we were starting a little earlier, and I fucked myself on that one.
Me too. Alright.
And 3, did I mention I have to take a piss?
Oh, hashtag me too.
So yeah,
that's what that movement's about, right?
How are we gonna wrap this, boy?
Baby boy. How do we wanna end this?
Do you got anything else you want? Why don't we just promote our shit and then call it?
What we need like an end piece.
End piece.
Let's see. Well, we can promote our shit.
Yeah, let's promote our shit. Do you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
You can go first.
All right, so I got a couple of things that you can check out. The main of which I would say is facebook.com/alternative extra lives. It's a URL from when I had my radio show. I stuck with it. Because why not? That's where all of my my posts are about my Twitch and what's going on. So if I have any updates, I'm going to go there first. Otherwise, I would check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/it's too late now. Spelt out the full word. There's no apostrophe. It's just ITSTOO, late now. Definitely worth checking those guys out. I have a YouTube channel.
You do realize you just refer to yourself as those guys?
Yeah, those guys, whoever they are. I have a YouTube channel, but I think you can only really find it through the Facebook page because it's got the shittiest URL to try and find. Because it's like, it's the number 2, there's an underscore. I think I have an 8 for the late. I can't remember.
Oh god, you went full 2007.
Well, I had to. It's Too Late Now was definitely already taken. And like I had to really divulge to get even close to it. So I think it's linked on my Facebook page, but Lord knows, I don't use it anyway. It's basically if you want to check out my playlist from last week's radio show and just listen to it, it's there.
Yo, can I tell a story about 2007 internet spelling like that?
Only if you make it a quick one. This boy's got a...
Yeah, no, I got it. It's quick. So back in 2007, before...
Wait, hold on. Promote your thing. Tell the story as the ending thing.
Got it. All right. Thing to promote. My fucking YouTube. That's it. You're on it already. Just look at the other videos, God damn it.
Great job. Smash that subscribe button. Am I right?
Hit that subscribe. Hit that like. Well, to be honest, I might post this in places other than YouTube. That's the dream. So if you're not watching this on YouTube, if you're listening to this, if you found this on like Google Play somehow, first off, how dare you? Second off, thanks for coming. Thanks for staying this goddamn long. So YouTube, Synthicyde. Just look up Synthicyde. That's SYNTHYDE. Synthicyde. I spelled that totally wrong. I'm like a
SYNTHYDE. Synthyde.
I'm totally fucking dyslexic, and there's too many Y's in there.
Hey, if you really want to find him, I'll go and post about it on my Facebook page, facebook.com/alternative extra lives. You can get him there.
There's something. There's a thing. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on YouTube. These are all the same name, Synthicyde. Definitely subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment about what you would like us to talk about at our next show, because we don't have a fucking idea between us.
That's so real. The worst part is it's going to be all of our friends. So, like, we're going to get some shit posted.
We're going to get goddamn memes. Noah, if you so much as suggest we talk about working out, I will strike you. So post a comment, post a like, comment, subscribe in the like bar. So my story about 2007 spellings, before me and my girlfriend were dating, we tried to get married on MapleStory.
Oh boy.
But she spelt her username, which was Little Lycan, as incomprehensibly as possible, where like the L's, the lowercase L's, the uppercase I's, and the ones all looked the same, and she had 2 different L's in her name, so we could not figure out for like a good half hour how to spell her name for me to put it in so we could actually get married. It took us goddamn forever. It was the worst. And then we started dating like a year later. Not even like months later.
What a fantastic way to meet somebody and fall in love with them on an internet website.
By getting married on MapleStory before you date.
5K.
I need to pay real goddamn money for that shit.
Alright, that's it. That's
fucking Kyle. I gotta pee. Alright.
Fuck.
This is over.